Hello, and welcome to the Passion Driven Pioneers interview series. I'm your host, John Channon, and today I'm joined by Peter Espinosa, who is the CEO of MileMaker. Peter, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, John. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, would you like to just start us off with a brief background as to who you are, what you do, and then the business that you're in?
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much. I'm the CEO of MileMaker. So MileMaker's history was formerly with Rand McNally. So Rand McNally in the map business, 150 years, oldest name in maps. And over time, as you would guess, not a lot of people buy maps, physical maps anymore. And Mile, Rand McNally split itself into three businesses. And there's a business that still produces maps. By the way, their maps are making a comeback. There's more people road tripping today than ever before, and they're buying a map. But we've also got a former Rand McNally group that we call Rand McNally Fleet, which sells devices in cab to help people with and safety devices, to help people in physical hardware kind of products. And my company, MileMaker, was split out from Rand McNally. We are our SaaS software solution that helps companies with mileage and routing. So think about this. Just think about your big trucking company, someone like Schneider. When your trucks are driving across America, you need to take the safest, fastest truck legal route because this particular truck may have hazardous materials. This particular truck may be of a certain size or weight. This particular truck may have, certain physical attributes that can't fit under certain bridges. We have maps of every roadway in the United States with all the truck attributes that will guide you safely to where you need to get with your truck, uh, and uh, and maneuver around those hazardous obstacles.
So, share with us a little bit about what it's like really doing a startup within a larger organization.
Well, so there's pros and there's cons, John. I've done startups from scratch, and there you have the challenge. You don't have any customers, and so convincing people to go sign up first is it's a challenge in its own right. Here, the challenge is a little different. We showed up. We were a carve out of a bigger, older company, so we had a bunch of customers. The challenge is they perceive you to be the old legacy company. That's why we go with the MileMaker name versus Rand McNally. People think of Rand McNally, think of maps, and they don't necessarily think of new modern technology. MileMaker, we're a modern SaaS AWS platform. We've got open APIs. It performs well. We integrate well. We have all the latest technology stack available, which you need in today's environment, and all the flexibility that you need. And so that part of it is a challenge. People have it set in their mind who they think you are, and letting them know we're a newer, modern thing than that. That's one piece. The other challenge as a carve out is just it's a challenge in any business, John, as you know, to build a great team. And great teams make things happen. When you're a startup from scratch, you got to go find those people. Hopefully, you've got some in your own personal network. When you're a carve out, you typically tend to inherit a certain number of people, and you have to decide, are these the right people for the new entity, the new purpose, the new mission? Is this the best team, or do we kind of move away from some of the incumbent inherited people and move into some new personnel?
So, Peter, what was it about MileMaker that kind of triggered you to say yes to being the CEO of really a startup here?
Well, what was kind of fun, first of all, anybody who's done a CEO thing before successfully likes the challenge. There's no such thing as an easy CEO job that just you get it and the team's great and things work out and you just grow revenue and expenses are in line and you just have a magical time. You know from doing this that there are some non-fun periods of time and it's going to be a challenge. So what you do is you look for the right challenge. And for me, it was people that you enjoy working with. I went and met the people. So MileMaker and Rand McNally are owned by Taleo Capital. It's a private equity firm headquartered in Boise. And I've been around long enough, John, and even when I was a young entrepreneur, you learn pretty quickly that working with quality people not every day is an easy day, but it's easier when you're working with quality people. And I liked the people from Taleo Capital, quality people that give their companies support, believe in them, help them, assist them. We're all in this together. That was the first thing that impressed me. The second thing was the whole comeback thing. Rand McNally, great brand name. There's times you work really hard and you can't ever get yourself noticed. Great brand name. Now we've got to do that with MileMaker, but it gives us a good start since we came from Rand McNally. And it's a little bit of a comeback story. We were the leaders in maps for a long time, and now people think of Google Maps and they think of other mapping solutions, and they don't necessarily realize that if you're a truck driver or if you're a shipper with lots of vehicles, I was at Walmart headquarters yesterday. If you've got a lot of vehicles of your own that are shipping things and you're contracting with other people, you need the best solution for the trucking industry, and that's us. So the fact that we were good at something, we didn't have to invent that we were good at something. We had a good heritage. We're supported and owned by good people. It gives us a chance to battle hard and win. Now, that kind of challenge seemed worth it to me.
So, Peter, coming into this, maybe share with the audience kind of what were maybe the top two or three priorities that you had as you were coming into this, obviously based on your discussions and everything that you were doing that you had for MileMaker.
Well, we all have different criterias, John, in terms of jobs we take or things we choose to do, in terms of that which works for us. And I've always kind of had my what I call my big three, and my big three was the market space that we're in. If we do really well, is there enough opportunity for us to go do that well? Secondly, my experience base, the things that I believe I know how to do well. Will this take advantage of those things? Sometimes you're willing to sign up for something maybe you haven't done before because you think it's either a nice growth opportunity or you believe you could figure it out. But the big three are yeah, the opportunity base is there. I believe I could do this job well. And thirdly, the people I'm going to be doing it with are people I'm going to enjoy participating with. Like I said, not every day is an easy day or a fun day, but even the worst day isn't so bad, John, when you're with people that you know and you value and you appreciate. So when I saw this opportunity and it had those things, the transportation industry and the logistics industry is huge. AI is coming into it in a big way as well, and I thought that's a nice opportunity uh, for this company. And then I saw the fact that I believe my skills can do this well, build this, grow this, sell to big companies, utilize technology and the marketing and the branding and then the quality of the people inside the company. We got some great people. We have some people here that are young and enthusiastic and wide-eyed and figuring things out. We have people who've been here 41 years. And bringing all that together, I'm a big believer in diversity, but a lot of people think diversity is like an ethnic or gender statement. It's much broader than that. I like having people at the table that have been doing something for decades, as well as people that just got out of college, and having that kind of blend of thinking. And so that made the third leg of the stool of the quality of the people. It was good people with a wide variety of experiences that I think, ultimately lead to our success.
That's great. You mentioned AI. So what are the types of things you guys are doing to remain innovative in your space? And are there specific strategies you're using to stay out in front of the curve?
Well, one of the things we're doing is, and I think a lot of companies are doing this, at least the smart ones are, or I'd like to think we're smart, is trying to find the actual applicable beneficial uses of AI as opposed to the hype. What you find today, John, a lot of companies are hyping their use of AI and they're trying to use it from a sales perspective and trying to convince prospects. I'll go with these guys, kind of the herd effect. I'll go with these guys because they're going to go figure out and do smart things, and I'm glad to be in the tent with them. But you could also go down a path, and I'll use a car analogy. You could be sitting in a car that's going the wrong place or a place you don't want to go. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to unlock the actual benefits and the tangible benefits and then represent that as savings to our customers. So if you are a transportation company and you've got to figure out you've got a couple thousand trucks and you're trying to get all over America and you've got tolls and weather and traffic and legal route changes in every municipality across America, and driver recruitment and driver safety and driver training and all those things coming into gas prices, road closures because of hurricanes. I mean, all those dynamics every single day. That's a complicated business. And when I can find a way to navigate that successfully for you with reoptimizing your trucks and shipments and full loads and partial loads, and that's a pretty powerful thing, especially if I can take all of your trucks and say based on weather patterns and based on historical traffic patterns, and I could reroute and reoptimize your truckloads based on that, the potential savings are huge.
Yeah, I
And
could only imagine how big those savings are, especially you mentioned you had a meeting with Walmart, right? And a company of that or size and organization, I'm sure this type of savings would be huge for them.
yeah, and I don't know if you read the recent Wall Street Journal article, it was about Walmart, is that they are doing some really progressive, insightful things. They are not just sitting back as a retailer. They're really pushing the needle of a lot of things, and I give them credit for being out there and competing in some of the things that they're looking to do, also using AI, but with also reoptimizing a lot of many parts of their business. And I'm excited to be a partner of theirs and somebody who's can call them a customer for a long time because we're doing some things together.
No, that sounds really neat. So let's talk a little bit about the future. So would you offer us maybe a glimpse into some of the future plans and or goals that you guys have for MileMaker?
Well, we want to help the transportation industry be as efficient as possible. Those savings go to the consumer directly. So the other thing that I like about this is you like to feel like you're doing something good, John, something good for mankind, something good for humanity, and not just figure out how to make a lot of money for your company or for your customers. That's always part of it. That's always what gets you in the door. But the more efficient U.S. transportation or North American transportation can be, there's an employment benefit there. There's a savings into all the goods that we buy in stores and everywhere else has been in some transportation mode getting there. And the more efficient you can do it, the more products that are available to you when you want to buy them, and they're available at a cheaper price. And then you can take that all the way back up the supply chain with driver safety. And we'd like to help our customers have the safest driving experience. And we'd like to branch out over time to provide even more value to those truckers when they're away from home in terms of the safe places for them to park and the best in-cab navigation. Our sister company, Rand McNally, has some great in-cab technology where you've seen those devices that people can plug in on your windshield. I know a lot of people use phones today, but those don't have truck attributes. And if you want to safely navigate your 53-foot trailer rig through Atlanta, one of the busiest roadways, or northern New Jersey, some of the biggest roadways in the country, you want to find a way for that driver to be safe and get there where he's supposed to be on time. And there's a cost benefit there, and there's a value statement to him. And we like where you can actually think about the value tied down to something tangible like driver safety or like saving money at the point of where you're paying for something. And that's a good benefit. We try to go upstream and downstream as much as we can. We have some small trucking firms that have a couple of trucks. It's it's the guy driving the truck, and he's calling his wife or mother back in the kitchen who's dispatching him, and they need to find their own way to have technology that's affordable, that works for them as well, and that they can easily access, and they can find their way and make their money. And we have a lot of our customers are the small mom and pop truckers, and I like the fact that, John, that even small business we're supporting and helping those people compete well. It's not just all about the big guys.
Yeah, no, that's great, and it's a great reminder. And also, just the sheer amount of, a trucker gets to drive one less mile, that's less time in the vehicle, right? That saves emissions, that saves fuel. I mean, there's so much there, even just a single mile here and there, that adds up over time. So,
Oh, big time. The wear and tear on their truck, and fuel efficiency and yeah, the environment. We have some customers of ours that are very focused on the environment, and every mile they can save is saves on fuel emissions, and so it just makes for a much better world. You don't necessarily. When I got into this, I didn't think about trucking having a connection to quality air quality and future of our planet and things like that. But it all ties together.
No, that's great. So knowing that this show is going to be targeted towards people who are going to be in their first few years of business, do you have any final thoughts or words of advice you'd like to share with our audience today?
Oh yeah. So the biggest thing, John, that I think of when I think of companies I've started or small companies or early stage, but it applies to big companies too. The word resilience. There are, I believe, the most successful entrepreneurs are people that were resilient. Matter of fact, I think of some of the most successful companies I've been with. There were some very dark times. There were some times where you kind of laid in bed at night, John, or you went for a long walk with your dogs at night, and you kind of said, "What am I doing? Is this thing going to make it or not?" And those have ended up being some of the most successful businesses I've been with. So if you have that resiliency to hang in there, that's the biggest thing I would say because it all falls on you. The buck stops here. Not every day is an easy day. And then right behind the resiliency is a topic I've mentioned a couple of times on this podcast, and that was the the people that you work with. And if you work with quality people that you value, you appreciate, you respect, and that it's there mutually, you're going to get more done, and it's going to mitigate some of the uh, anxiety when times aren't so great by being with quality people. So there's all kinds of other business things that people would tell you in terms of things cost you. It's going to cost you 50% or more than you think in every metric you've got, whether it's money or time or agony, and so just be ready for all that. But if you be resilient, surround yourself with good people, all kinds of good things will happen, John.
That's great. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time today, Peter.
Thank you. Very much enjoyed it. All the best to you, John.
Yeah, it was great meeting you, learning more about this new business. And also to everyone watching, I look forward to seeing you in our next episode.